Well, hey there folks, welcome back once again to the Hop House. It's Eddie here, and it's time for another beer review. Now, if you just found us here on YouTube, welcome along. This is the Hop House. We like hoppy beer, we like good house music, we're on the beer side. Do me a favour, give a video one of them, give it a like, share, subscribe to this channel. It really helps us out and helps us to grow. We're a year old now, and I've done a lot of beer reviews over the year. If you missed our live stream that we did on Facebook Live, I think it's still on there. I think you can watch it. I did have some music playing in the background, but I've not been taken off for copyright, so thank you Facebook for that. We did Brewery of the Year, did my Beer of the Year. For those of you that missed it, I'll just quickly run through it. My Brewery of the Year was Buxton Brewery, just topped Vocation. They were a close second. My Beer of the Year would have been the Vocation Tropical, but I drank the last can of it and then they discontinued it without me getting any more. So it was a close one. I had 3 finalists for Beer of the Year. It was the Loch Lomond Brewery's Brave Hop. It was the Stewart Brewing Nipa, which is there. And it was the Buxton Axe Edge, their IPA. The Buxton Axe Edge did win Beer of the Year. It was very close because all 3 of them was great. There was shout outs as well to the Roll With It from Vocation, which sort of replaced the Tropical in Tesco, and there was shout outs to the Buxton Brit Hop and the Buxton Lupulus X Citra. What a beer that is. That's already won in 2 categories though. Go see previous reviews. Right, I'm waffling. Should we crack on with this beer review today? Okay, so going through some bottled ales that I've had down there a while. I've had this one, for a number of months actually. I might have had it a year. Yeah, it might be a year. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it is gone, but it's past its best before date, but I don't think that really matters. It's from Black Sheep Brewery, and it is the Holy Grail. Monty Python's Holy Grail. One of my favourite films, certainly my favourite Monty Python film. They do have a couple of Monty Python beers out. There's also Life of Brian. I've had this before on cask. I think I've had it in a bottle as well. Yeah, I think there was 2 of these. Basically, this was part of the, you get a multi-pack of Black Sheep beers called The Flock. And it was in there along with the Black Sheep Ale, the Rig Welter and all that stuff. But this particular bottle was kind of given to me by Andy, friend of the channel, because he got a box of the Flock, and this is their pale ale, and he likes the sort of more darker stuff, so he thought this would be the hoppy one to give me. It does have a best before on it of September 21, so yeah, it is out of date, but don't bother me none. Nice little Black Sheep logo there on the crown. It is 4.7%. Golden ale tempered over burning witches. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Sorry, just had to do that. Right, should we get this out into the glass? Right, I'm going to use the shipyard glass for this one, mixing it up with the glassware, just because this holds head better than my favourite Purity glass. I've actually got Purity beer down there as well that I've got to do. Whoa, some lovely CO2 release on the opening of this bottle. Right then, let's get it out. Sorry, there's some marks on the top of this. It's clean, it's just, I think, watermarks. Right, beer in the glass. It said it's a golden beer, and that's what it is looking like. Black Sheep beer, fantastic Yorkshire brewery. Way. Oh no, that is crazy lively. Stand by. Just gonna mop. I got 3 drops on the floor. Don't worry, I'm not wrecking the place. Wow, that came out really lively. That head went absolutely everywhere, and it's still there. That is a huge head. I told you there's a lot of carbonation, a lot of CO2 release. It really did. It really was smoking. Quote The Mask. A film I really don't like. All I'm getting is the head. Although the head's quite fruity. It's not just a pithy head, it's actually quite fruity. Okay then. We now have all the beer in the glass. So there you go then. It is a golden to amber coloured beer. Got good clarity on it. There's some cracking carbonation going on. It's really heavily carbonated. Really fluffy white head on it. I think that'll do some great lacing when we get... We'll do a bit of lace vision a bit later on because I don't want the head to go absolutely mad at me. Yeah, it looks like a really nice sort of golden beer. There's a bit of haze to it actually. It's not chilled haze. Is it chilled haze? Yeah, maybe it is a bit chilled haze. No, there's still a bit of haze. I can't fully see myself through the other side of the glass, so it's not totally clear. And it's got clarity to it, but not total clarity. So yeah, Black Sheep, if for those that don't know Black Sheep, they're up in Masham in North Yorkshire, north of Ripon, sort of in the Yorkshire Dales, but I think the northeast of the Yorkshire Dales, going up towards Middlesbrough and that sort of way. Well, I think a bit west of Middlesbrough, but northeast of North Yorkshire. They are part of the Theakston family, so if you've heard of Theakston Brewery, they're also based in Masham. Theakston's Best Bitter is a lovely pint on cask, as is Black Sheep Best Bitter. And of course you've got the Theakston's Old Peculiar, which is a very famous ale, and I've got to get a bottle of that to review when we do another dark beer day. So this guy, Mr. Black Sheep, he was a black sheep of the family, so he said, stuff you, or set my own brewery up the road, and he did that in 1992. So I think, is it Paul Theakston or someone? He's one of the Theakston brothers anyway. They had a fallout and then they set up in competition with each other. I've never been to Masham as a village, but apparently when you go there, you've got half of the pubs that sell Theakstons and the other half that sell Black Sheep. And when you go up to the Black Sheep Brewery, there's a massive pub in the front of it, which is a Theakston's pub. So there you go. I think nowadays though, Black Sheep maybe only might have one or two pubs. I don't think Theakston's own as many pubs as they used to. They might do in and around Masham, but they were quite prominent throughout all of the Yorkshire Dales or Theakston's. And now you go to some pubs that I guess are more free house, but they still have the old Theakston's, you know, boards, black boards with the specials of the food or whatever outside. So you can sort of hark back to, oh, this used to be a Theakston's house. Holy Grail then, Monty Python's Holy Grail. Come, Patsy! You're just banging coconuts! I love that film. We want a treasury! And all that stuff. If you've never seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail, go watch it. It's 70s, so it's aged, and it's bonkers. That's the only way I can describe it. Some parts of it are, you're like, what? And some parts of it just make you howl with laughter. Right, this beer then, so we can see it is golden to amber. There's a slight haze to it, as I said, and the white head has kind of calmed down a bit now. Jig it about a bit, it looks pretty good. Right, let's get some aromas, stick that in there. We're going to give it a whiff, see what we can sniff. Getting some earthy peaty notes. Getting some fruitiness in there. I'd say like orange, marmalade-y tartness. Bit of twigginess. It does smell quite traditionally hopped. But there is a slight lemon and lime essence to it as well. I wouldn't necessarily say it was like grapefruit or anything, but there's definitely a lemon and lime alongside that orange apricot marmalade tart. And a bit of sweetness. Sweet sort of biscuity malt. Smells quite rather quaffable and refreshing. Yeah. To say it's a couple of months out of date, well, not out of date, after its best before, it smells great. I just think it was over-carbonated maybe in the bottle. Right, shall we give it a try? Bottoms up down the hatch. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. I've probably only had it in the fridge for not very long at all, and I've got if you hear humming in the background, I have the boiler on because it is getting cold. So probably prior to me turning the boiler on, not long after I've got in, it probably isn't that far off cellar temperature in here. So just refrigerating it a bit It's probably around about a cask beer temperature. Oh yeah, it's really earthy, peaty, twiggy, and marmalade tart. Tiny little bit of the spiciness, it's not major, and then a touch of lemon and lime. There's a lot of aroma in that. Right, let's do some lacer vision for those that love the lacing. Look at that jig around in a glass. Hello, hello. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is lacing beautifully. Some great bubbles following the bottom of the head. Flavours then. First up, the body and the mouthfeel. Tastes like a good Yorkshire ale. That is really smooth. You're not really getting much of the carbonation. There's no fizz. It's not making you gassy or burpy. It's. I'm surprised that's not bottle conditioned, because that does. There's no bits in there, is there? No. But that does. Again, apologies for the boiler whirring in the background. That does feel like a cask beer. It feels smooth. Feels like it's got the body. And it's 4.7%, so it's not like a 3.8 thin session beer. Oh, I'm really getting the spiciness and the twigginess now. Sweet biscuit down the middle of the tongue, down the sides. You are getting that lemon and lime, but it's also balancing with orange and apricot from a marmalade kind of thing, and then a touch of that spicy, peppery British hop goodness that you get, and then on the back end it's quite a sweet finish actually, but it's sweet like the tart marmalade aftertaste, but with some sugar. That makes any sense? I hope that makes sense. It's a lovely beer though, very refreshing, very quaffable. It's the mouthfeel to me that tastes like I'm drinking a pint of cask. Definitely got that body and the mouthfeel to it. Really, really good. You watch, I'll read this bottle now and it'll say it's bottle conditioned. Right then, so, and now for something completely different. Right, okay. Monty Python's The Holy Grail. A light golden beer with a fresh, zesty taste and a long, crisp, bitter finish. Goes beautifully with Spam, albatross or battered herring. Paul Theakston, founder, Black Sheep. Come and visit our brewery, Black Sheep, Masham, North Yorkshire. Best before, I could say it's out of date, but it doesn't taste bad at all. It tastes wonderful. Doesn't say anything about being bottle conditioned. I don't think it is. Maybe it's just that extra carbonation from maybe being in the bottle longer. So maybe going past its best before just makes it carbonate more in the bottle. I honestly don't know. I'm not a brewer. I don't work in the industry. Saying that, he then does a massive burp. Excuse me, that was disgusting. Felt good though. This is good. Very good. Yeah, I'm getting the earthy. I'm definitely getting the earthy, peaty, twiggy. It's like you. How do I explain it? It's like you're walking through the countryside, and if you just picked up some soil with like loads of twigs in and maybe a bit of bramble bush and you smelt it, that's the smell you're getting. I know that sounds really weird for people that are not into beer, but it's a sort of smell that you get with traditional British hops. But then maybe someone's cracked some pepper on top of it, so you're getting the spicy pepper smell as well. And then put some marmalade on top and squeeze the lemon and lime. That's what you get, all in this. It sounds disgusting when you put it that way, but it smells good and it tastes. Oh, it's beautiful. That is gonna get, for the mouthfeel alone, I'll give it a thumbs up. So I'm gonna give it two thumbs up from me. I have had it before on cask, and like I said, I have had it in the bottle, but I don't remember it being that good. Maybe it's because I've let it go past its best before. Maybe that's how you get the best out of the Holy Grail. We are the knights that say icky 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 bing bong bash bong bang wham out aye aye. Knights who previously said nay. What do you demand? A shrubbery! 2 layers with a path. Yeah, path! Sorry, I'll stop quoting Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Go watch it if you've not seen it. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. 2 thumbs up from me. That's a cracking little beer. Ciao for now, people.